Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. We just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse of the sassy one. She is in dire need of another haircut again.
Yes, she is, and she'll get one very soon.
She will. And the kids are out running as there's Rama in the distance making his rounds, coming back in. And then we got Sita right here. He's doing his laps. He's doing his laps. So, as we were walking, I'm sharing with Cindy, and I was telling her I was, kind of shifting my consciousness to the third eye and getting the impression of these monkeyish creatures up in the trees. Now, there's no monkeys that I know of in the Texarkana area, but doesn't mean that they're not there on 4D. And so I asked Cindy, I said, get this impression of these monkeyish things that are watching us.
No, they are. They're up in the trees, and they are watching the two crazy, chaotic light balls run around and collide with each other.
And that's how they see them, as balls of light. And now this one's a little more static. This one doesn't move as chaotically as the other two. And, really when it comes down to it, Rama's the one that is the nonstop ball of energy. And, they just love coming out into the woods. And, we are so fixated on getting ourselves out on a couple acres in the middle of nowhere as soon as possible, just so the dogs too can have their peace. It's nice when you don't have any signals from civilization interfering in. We put up a video on EEARTS, and that was when we were doing a hike in the Nevada desert, and actually, oh, that was a big one. My God, he just tackled her. I think he wants to play for the NFL.
He does.
He wants to play for the NFL. And it just made me think about the silence of the desert. The desert was so silent. So besides these two running around, you could probably make out the birds. The birds are really active. And in the distance, I hear cars.
Or an airplane.
Maybe an airplane. Yeah, we do see airplanes come over this area. But when I think about the desert, gosh, if we ever saw an airplane, it was doing the CHEM trails, and at the same time, again, as I shared, we were in a town of 200, and we were not even in town. We were way out in the outskirts. We were 6 miles out of town with a population of 200, and they still did those trails overhead with a big X right over the heart of this little town. That's a different topic. But what we wanted to share, like I said to Cindy too, boy, you think about these beings. Now there's beings, now these monkey beings are in 4D. And they're in 4D, just a little bit outside of our visible spectrum. I can perceive them. Cindy can perceive them with our third eye. And again, many people can do this too at this point in time, and it'll become commonplace as we move forward, as long as you don't sit in the middle of the technology that the controllers have around us or go along with all the things they want to do. These abilities will just continue to increase. Well, what if bombs come down and blast the trees? Obviously, they would affect these beings. And that's, again, part of the bigger picture of just how bad this control system is on the planet.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's really sad, and Mike asked, well, what about those beings that are in the trees if something like that happens? And things like that do happen. And I can only speak to what I have seen. And when I have seen trees uprooted and laying down, I've seen the beings that were actually in them walk away. And that tree rests itself within the earth. It brings itself back into the earth, and these beings find another to care for. So I don't know what level of energy that is, but that's what I have seen when trees are taken out. And the energy body of the tree, when it falls, the energy body goes with it, just like our bodies. If we drop down, our energy body goes with us, and then things change, things dissipate, but each tree has its own spirit. So yeah, these little beings that do hang in the trees, they would definitely be affected.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of the tragedy of warfare, and just the atrocious nature of the structure of this planet, with the geopolitical, the medicinal, just every structure on this planet is so anti-life. Truly anti-life. It's just hilarious and ridiculous to see them spout anything about caring for the planet, because we know that they don't. Not at all. It's just so self-evident and so obvious. The bombs, all the bombs that are dropped. Remember the Obama administration,
Obama.
how they Obama.
Obama.
Well, Obama administration set a record for bombs being dropped at a
Yep.
time when people weren't necessarily, inundated every day with the prospect of war like we are now, which they are planning to bring to the entirety of Europe and also to the U.S. As Sita was like, "Where did Rama go?" There he is. Um, and so many other nations. It's just an atrocity. It's just unacceptable. And again, we don't want any part of it. The pups don't want any part of it. Sassy certainly doesn't want any part of it. The birds don't. Life just wants to exist, and these beings are so anti-life. We cannot take anything they say seriously, because they are the biggest hypocrites. They are almost incapable of telling straight, honest truth.
Their only concern is how to keep control. So they might look at things and look at humans awakening, and they spend their days and nights figuring out, well, how can we keep control even if the humans are waking up and they see past the illusion? That's what all the pencil pushing is for. That's what all the laws are for. And if they see, oh, there's a crack in the foundation, humans might wake up and see that, well, they're going to cover that in with some sort of law.
Yeah, that's exactly what everything is all about. And again, we cannot stress enough trying to find your own little piece of peace. And it's so much easier to find when we're out in nature. As we were walking yesterday, I was thinking and sharing with Cindy how wise my naturopath was when I was 30.
What was that? Was that a deer?
Yeah, I feel there's a deer over
I gotta
there.
call someone.
So, because she told me, you don't got to go to a gym, because I had ruptured 2 discs, and then I had Lyme's in very short order together. She's like, just get out and take a walk in nature. This is what you need to do. Just go out in nature and walk and just be with nature. Listen to nature. And, she was very wise beyond her years. And, she coincidentally was a Russian from Ukraine, and again, it's funny how these things work out. The people of the world, they just really, the average person just wants peace. And the system is all about corrupting average people and appealing to the more baser instincts, inflating the ego, and trying to control the masses through those that are willing to be corrupted. To have maybe a little bit more for themselves, a little bit more for their family at the expense of others. Now, that's my very definition for what I would call an asura, or a demonic entity. It's one that really doesn't care about anything other than itself, and it's totally in service to self.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a little bit of a difference when it comes to thinking of yourself. Like, I mean, look at the pups. They are completely here in the now, and they are really enjoying themselves, and they are having the best time just simply being. And then there's the other manipulative kind, where you think of yourself in that manipulative way, thinking, well, how can I keep hold of my control? What do I need to do to make sure I do not lose control? So there's definitely a difference. There is supposed to be duality. There's natural duality, and then there's synthetic duality, and that's what we are dealing with here, is that synthetic duality.
Yeah, again, artificial flavoring is involved in this world and it's to be avoided at all costs. So just some quick thoughts, guys. Much love as always. Thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Check out Medicinal Foods. There's also a link to our sister Alicia's Etsy.
Oh, and if I can say, anything over $35 has free shipping right now.
Yes, that is also on all the videos going up on all 3 channels. Please do check out Heart's Home if you haven't, and subscribe over there. It's definitely going to stay very, very high vibrational, and it's really it might not ever have even close to the amount of viewers as the other channels, but it's very impactful.
But you know what I really wanted to do? I have not set it up yet, but I do want to do like a monthly giveaway for those who are over there subscribed. I'll figure it out. Haven't done it yet, but please go over, sub, and maybe we'll have like a 20-minute energy session, or we can do a quick chart read or something fun. That's what it'll be.
Like a raffle or
Yeah,
something.
raffle.
All right, guys. Much love. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.